The rain hadn't stopped for days in the small town of Hollow Peaks. Water rushed through the gutters, streets shone with reflections of dim lanterns, and thunder rumbled across the mountains. But it wasn't the storm that kept people inside after dark. It was the murders. This is Whispers by Dark. The first victim was found just outside the mill, then a farmer, then two more near the woods, always torn apart, their bodies shredded by something with claws and teeth. The people whispered. Some said it was a wolf. Others spoke of something older, a curse. That's when Detective Ethan Cross arrived. At 28, he was one of the youngest detectives in the city, with a reputation for solving cold cases others couldn't. He wore the title like a badge of pride, but there was something about Hollow Peaks that felt different the moment he stepped off the coach. The air was heavy, the stairs were sharper, and the woods seemed alive. Ethan ducked into the town tavern his first night, rain dripping off his coat. The place was warm but hushed, filled with farmers and woodsmen who spoke in whispers. Their eyes tracked him as if he didn't belong. Behind the bar stood Jonas, an old man with a scar cutting down his cheek. He leaned close when Ethan ordered a drink. "You should leave, Detective," Jonas muttered. "Nothing good comes from digging too deep here." Ethan frowned. "You think the killer is one of your own townsfolk?" Jonas shook his head slowly. His voice dropped to a rasp. "It ain't no man that did this. And if you're smart, you'll be gone before the moon is full." The tavern fell silent. Ethan felt dozens of eyes on him. He forced a tight smile, finished his drink, and walked out into the storm. But the bartender's warning clung to him like a shadow. The sheriff, a grizzled man named Rourke, led Ethan to the crime scenes the next day. "You'll find the bodies near the tree line. Always near the tree line," Rourke muttered. "Whatever it is, it doesn't step far into town. It stays close to the woods." They found another victim that evening. Fresh. The man's throat was torn open, chest ripped apart. Ethan forced himself to study the wounds, but the brutality turned his stomach. Claw marks, jagged, too deep for a knife. Yet the strangest thing, no tracks. The mud should have held prints, but it was as if the creature appeared and disappeared at will. That night, back in his small rented room, Ethan wrote in his notebook, claws, teeth, bodies near woods. Locals terrified, no tracks, unnatural. But he couldn't stop shaking as he wrote. His hands were trembling. Sleep came, but peace did not. Ethan dreamed he was running through the woods, the moon above him, his body moving with unnatural speed. He felt hunger gnawing at him, pulling him towards something, someone. And then he smelled it. Blood. In the dream, he pounced. He heard a scream cut short, then silence. His hands, no, his claws, were dripping with red. He woke up gasping, drenched in sweat. His sheets were tangled, his chest heaving. Then he saw it. His fingernails, dirt embedded beneath him. His shirt collar, stained dark. Blood. He stumbled to the wash basin, splashing cold water on his face, whispering to himself, "It's just a dream, just a dream." But deep down, he wasn't so sure. A few nights later, the town gathered in the church. Fear weighed on the air. The pews creaked as families huddled together. Sheriff Rourke hadn't arrived. Whispers spread quickly. He'd gone missing. Another victim. The townsfolk turned on Ethan. "You're supposed to be protecting us," a farmer shouted. "You've been here a week, and the killings are worse," a woman cried. Ethan raised his hands. "I promise you, I will stop this creature. I just need more time. But as he spoke, he caught a glimpse of himself in the church's stained glass window. For the briefest moment, his reflection looked wrong. His eyes glowed yellow, his teeth sharper. He blinked, and it was gone. That night, Ethan confided in Jonas, the bartender. The old man listened, his face pale. "You said it hunts near the tree lines. No tracks, no ordinary beast." Jonas sighed. "I prayed it wasn't true, but I knew the moment I saw you." Ethan stiffened. "What are you talking about?" Jonas's voice lowered to a whisper. "You're the one we've been fearing. You're the thing in the woods." Ethan slammed his fist on the bar. "That's impossible." But his hands were trembling, his jaw ached, and somewhere deep inside, a hunger twisted in his gut. The night of the full moon arrived. Clouds parted, revealing the pale light over hollow peaks. Ethan staggered into the forest, clutching his chest as pain tore through him. His bones cracked, his spine twisted, his skin stretched. He fell to the ground screaming, his voice warping into something inhuman. Claws tore through his fingers, his teeth elongated into fangs, and then silence. When he rose, he was no longer a man. The forest floor trembled as the beast moved. He could hear every sound, every heartbeat in the town. The smell of flesh, warm and inviting, filled his senses. The hunger consumed him. When Ethan woke the next morning, he was lying naked in the mud, his body aching, his mouth stained with blood. Nearby lay the remains of Sheriff Rourke. Ethan fell to his knees, horror tearing through him. He remembered the chase, the kill, the taste of flesh. He was the Hollow Peaks beast. The town hadn't called him to solve the murders. It had called him home. Back at the tavern, Jonas shook his head sadly as villagers whispered about leaving town, abandoning Hollow Peaks forever. From the shadows of the woods, two yellow eyes watched them. Detective Ethan Cross. Man by day, monster by night. And deep down, he no longer wanted to stop the killings. He wanted to feed. Thank you all for watching this video. You stay safe out there, folks, and we'll see you on the next one.